In our last video, we added a bass line to the melody of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and so now we have the entire thing from beginning to end. Now what we're going to do in this third video is start talking about the subject of today's lesson, which is transposition. Now this is a word you might not know, but what transposition means is to take one piece of music or one chord or one note or one melody, any bit of music, and take it from its original key into a different key. So we're going to end up with the same music, but it's going to sound slightly different because it's going to have a different starting point. So what we have to do to actually start transposing is follow along with me. I am going to click the very first note in the treble clef staff that we have, that's C. I'm going to scroll down to the ending of what we have. I'm going to press the Shift key on my keyboard, so press Shift and hold that in, and then click after that last note, and now you can see it has selected everything that we've written so far. At this point, we're going to save a lot of time by just hitting Control and C, which tells the computer to copy, and then come down here to where we have a blank measure. Make sure you click on that first quarter rest in the treble clef staff, and now we're going to hit Control and V to paste it. So now we have the same music again, and right now it's all the same. The next step is we're going to repeat what we started this video with. Click our very first note in the treble clef, scroll to our last note in the bass clef, press and hold Shift and click to select everything. Now, if you're underneath this Note tab on flat, come most of the way across to this thing right here, which says transpose, which is the act of transposition. It's the act of taking music from one key into another. So click on transpose. Now what we're going to do for this first part is we're going to put the song, instead of being in C major, we're going to put it in F major. Now we could do this by going up or down. Flat has up pre-selected. Let's go ahead with that. Now, if you remember from intervals with scales, we know that F is a perfect fourth above C. So what we need to do is for interval, click on that and select fourth. And for quality, let's leave that at perfect. Don't mess with octave. And it shows us here a little preview of what our music's going to look like. So once you have fourth and perfect and up selected, go ahead and click Apply Transposition. And now you can see all of our notes just magically jumped up, and also now we have a flat sign in our key signature. The key of F major has one flat, which is B, so we have a flat sign on the B line in the treble clef staff and the B line in the bass clef staff. And I now click on our new starting note, which is F, and just let you hear what this sounds like in F major now. So now we have the same exact melody. I'm sure it still sounds like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star to you, but it probably sounds different. I once had someone explain transposition to me, or different keys, as imagine that you're drawing something, like a simple picture of a dog, and you can only use one color. So you might start by drawing that dog with a red marker, and then if you're told to draw it in a different color, you might grab a green marker the second time and draw the same exact thing. It's going to look very similar, but it's going to be a little bit different because this time you're using a different color. You can think of keys as that in that way. We have all the same exact music here, but we just have a different starting point. We're using a different color this time. So it should sound the same, but slightly different. Now, the last thing I'm going to do in this video is we're going to go ahead and click on the first quarter rest in our new blank measure, which is now measure 25. Now, this program should still have what we copied earlier in our copy, the clipboard is what the computer calls it. So once we go to this note, I'm going to go ahead, press Control and V again to paste again. And so now we are back to having it all in C major. You'll see here instead of a flat sign on the B line, we now have a natural to tell us that there are no flats, no sharps in our key signature. We're back to C major. Last thing we're going to do is click on that first C again, scroll down to the bottom, press and hold Shift and click on our last note in the bass clef. We've selected everything. Let's go back to transpose. And this time, we're going to put it in the key of G major. So G is a fifth above C. So under interval, click and select fifth. It is a perfect fifth up, so don't mess with that. We're not going to change the octave, and it's going to put it up. Now you can once again see we have a preview. Hit apply transition, and once again, all the notes magically jump upward. Now this time our starting note is G, and we have a sharp sign here on the F line and on the F line in the bass clef. The key of G major has one sharp, it is F sharp. And again, we have the same exact song, but it's going to sound different again from F major. Now we can imagine that we've drawn that dog originally in red, and then last time we used green. Now we can imagine that we are coloring the dog this time with blue by using a new key. So from here, I'm going to play it in G major. Just so you can see the dog in all three colors, I'm going to come up to the very top and I'm going to press that first note. Let's listen to this song in three different keys, one at a time. We're going to start with C major, then have F major, and then hear it in G major.